everybody's in there at the house would have seen her little body and her little head just smashed on the carport.
Hello and welcome to Crazy Amazing God Stories, where ordinary people share their extraordinary moments of God revealing his power, love, and grace in our everyday lives. I'm your host, David Ledbetter, and we have a doozy for you today. So let's jump right in. Today, our guest hails from the Enchanted State, New Mexico, and she is a 30-year educator. Please welcome to the show, Sandy Uterhardt. Sandy, hello.
Hi.
Great to have you here.
I'm excited to be here.
Great. Tell me a little bit about being an educator. Are you a teacher? Are you a...
Well, I've taught many grade levels, doing that for 30 years. And I'm currently a principal for a preschool through sixth grade charter school here in Phoenix.
Oh, wow. I bet you have a lot of stories of the very trying moments.
I have quite a few, yes.
So do you have a favorite thing you like to do at a school or?
Oh my gosh, yes. I just love to be around the kids, love to talk to them, see them at lunchtime. I do a lot of different things with different kids. I have a third grader right now that comes to my office and we sing. He's very shy and just struggles with making friends. And so I'm just trying to help him be a little more confident, and he loves singing. So on Fridays, we sing to each other.
Wow.
I have a fifth grader who I journal with on Thursdays, who struggles with just self-esteem and making sure that she's in a good headspace. And so we journal and talk on Thursdays. So things like that is what I really like.
We never had principals like that when I was a kid. They were more about the paddle.
We can't do that anymore.
Oh, that's kind of good. I wish I would have went to school these days. So tell me what you like to do in your spare time. What do you do all day long? What's your schedule like? What's your daily routine like?
When I have spare time, my job keeps me pretty busy. Even when I'm home, I'm working. I try not to. In my spare time, I enjoy watching movies, enjoy hanging out with my family, cooking. I love to cook. Every now and again, my daughter will come over and we'll cook together, and she has a menu and we try different things. She loves to look at recipes on Instagram and TikTok. So we like to cook together. I read when I can, and really just being still as much as I can, because I'm always on the go.
Oh, wow. Do you have any of that New Mexican food cook in you?
I do. I learned how to cook by being in my grandma's kitchen. Since I was a little girl, I just hung out with her and stood right next to her. And she had this old kitchen that had a cutting board that was part of her kitchen setup. So she would pull it out, and that was my spot. She had a little stool for me, and I would just stand there and chop. I was her, a sous chef or whatever it is. I don't know. The person who preps things for the cook. So that's what I did. And so I learned how to cook just hanging out in my grandma's kitchen.
Very nice. They let you have a knife when you were a little kid, huh?
She sure did. She taught me how to use it. And it was always sharp. It had to be sharp because sharp knives don't hurt you. If it's not sharp, that's when you're going to get hurt.
Is that your motto at school? Sharp knives?
Don't tell anybody.
Excellent. So do you have any kids of your own, or?
I do. I have 5 kids. They're all grown. I have 4 sons and a daughter.
Oh, wow. So you full-time roughhousing.
Absolutely. Yep. Always roughhousing, playing games. I'll never forget. There was this one time, my brother was there too, and we just had this humongous water fight in the house. Water guns turned into glasses of water thrown at each other, turned into buckets of water, until somebody finally brought the water hose in, and I said, okay, that's enough. No, we're not doing the water hose. So, yep, just all kinds of rambunctiousness. My house growing up when my kids were young was just always loud, full of energy, full of life. We always had, I call them strays, just other kids that just were at our house all the time.
You were the neighborhood mom, huh?
I was the neighborhood mom.
Oh, yeah. I love it. I love moms like that.
Yeah, football mom, Boy Scout mom, just, the bandos would come over, the band nerds, and just always had kids over at the house.
So what's easier to raise, boys or girls?
I think there's a reason why God blessed me to be a boy mom. My daughter wasn't hard though. She was very easy to raise. So I just feel blessed all the way around. I can't compare because I hear from mothers who say, oh my gosh, my daughter this, my daughter that. And I'm thinking, my Abigail was not difficult. I mean, really, she wasn't very even tempered. Maybe it's because she had 4 older brothers. And I'm, geared more in that direction as well. So I'm, not really a girly girl. And so she's more girly girl than I am, but she's just she's just great.
So she's the youngest, huh?
She's the youngest.
So she had 4 brothers to protect her?
Absolutely. And they will, to the very end, they will protect that girl.
I bet it was hard to get a boyfriend back then.
Yeah, they still give her a hard time.
Oh, no. All right, well, let's get started. I'm really excited to hear your story. So if you could set up the situation. What year was it? How long ago was it? What happened?
Yeah. This is one of that just sticks in me. And I remember it almost daily. I think about it. It just crosses my mind because of just knowing that when God talks to me, I better listen because he does talk to me, and I hear it as a little voice in my head, literally, or a feeling in my gut. They say you have that gut feeling. To me, it's God telling me something.
You know his voice then.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, in having all these kids in my house, like I said, we always played all kinds of games. One of them being hide and seek. And we loved to play hide and seek. And, when kids were little, they would giggle if you got nearby. And so they'd always, had a tell, except for Abigail. Abigail was just such a serious hide and seek player. She, even as a little girl, she was quiet.
A serious hide and seek player.
Hide and seek player. Very serious. She was little. So we were getting ready to go somewhere. I was with my sister, and she was at our house, and it was in 2003. So Abigail was just about 2 years old. And they were all playing hide and seek, and my sister was over, my sister Emma, and we were getting ready to go somewhere. I don't know where. So her husband was there as well. And so we head outside.
How many kids were playing hide and seek at this point?
I think their daughter, Sarah, was there as well, my niece. So there was 6 of them.
6 people playing hide and seek.
Playing hide and seek. So, and anytime I would go anywhere, my kids, they're awesome. They would run out and hang out on the porch and wave goodbye. Bye, Mom. Bye, Mom.
The Mexican farewell?
Of course. Yes. We do yes. So they were out on the porch, and Emma and her husband get in their vehicle. I get in my van, and again, we're heading somewhere, and I start my van up, and Emma's in her car, and she's, I'm just sitting there and waving to my boys. And I hear a voice in my head. Don't leave until you find her, meaning Abigail. And because I didn't see her out on the porch, and my van is on, I'm getting ready to leave, and I put it in reverse, and I hear it again. Don't leave until you find her.
Oh, well, I just got chills.
So I cry sometimes. I put it back in park, and I'm sitting there, and I holler at the kids. I'm like, Shane, he's my oldest. Shane, where's Abigail? Where's Abigail? And he said, she's inside. You know her. She's not going to make a peep. She's fine. We'll see you later. And my car's still on. I'm sitting there, and I hear it a third time. Don't leave until you find her. And Emma's in her car, and she's hollering at me, come on, let's go. What are you waiting for? And I said, I got to find Abigail. And she says, she's inside. She's fine. Let's go.
Your car's already on.
My car's on. And so I thought to myself, no, I got to find this girl. So I turn up my vehicle, and I get out, and my boys are saying, Mom, what are you doing? I said, let's find Abigail first. So they go inside, and we're all, Abigail, Abigail. And there's a park right across the street from my house. Every now and again, we'd find one of the kids that wandered over there. And so we thought.
How old is Abigail at this point?
2. She's 2 years old.
Oh, she's 2 years old and playing hide and seek.
Oh, yeah.
I bet she was a master.
She was. She's master. So I'm sending one of the boys, hey, go to the park. Maybe she's over there hiding. There was a field on the other side with a gazebo. And so I thought maybe she was up there. I sent another one of my boys, hey, go look, see if she's over there. And we're hollering for her, and nothing. And I thought, man, this girl must be somewhere hiding.
She wants to win.
She wants to win, and, put it in everybody's face. And we used to, whenever we'd win, we'd say, in your face. And so she'd love to do that. So we're looking and looking. We couldn't find her. And so the sense of urgency, the panic, and I'm thinking, where did she go? And so I don't know why my brother-in-law decided to look for her under my van.
Oh no.
So he went down on his hands and knees and puts his head down there, and he just got so pale. And he said, "Oh my God, she's under your car." And I said, "What?" And I ran over there and I looked down, and this little face just looked up at me, and her little head was right underneath the driver's side tire, right there. And when she looked up at me, she smiled like, "You found me." And I started crying.
I'm about to start crying right now.
And I, in that fear, mothers would understand this. Probably dads do too. Rather than feeling joy at finding her, I was afraid because of what I had found.
Did you get angry? I would have gotten
I
angry.
got angry. I did. I got angry. I grabbed her, pulled her out, and just started spanking her little diapered bottom. And as I'm spanking her and I'm walking in the house and crying, I'm saying, "Don't you ever, never, never, ever, ever do that again. Never, ever, never." And she's crying because she's like, what happened? Why am I in trouble? Like, I think that was the first time I'd ever spanked her. My boys will complain even now. "You never spanked her. She was your youngest." And I'm like, she didn't need it.
Oh, they love that answer.
Yeah.
Wow. That is incredible.
So I took her inside, and everybody was just so quiet. Like, oh my gosh.
So if you hadn't listened to the whisper in your ear from God, you would have driven over her little head.
I would have killed her. Absolutely. There would have been no hope of, her little leg is broken or she needs a little surgery. I would have crushed her head.
And no one could see her when she was...
Nobody could see her. She had crawled all the way back. Like, somehow we didn't see her. She shimmied herself all the way underneath so that only her little head was kind of right behind the tire right there. And so when I looked at her, and she just had this gleeful, beautiful, smiley face, like, "Hi, Mom." Of course, she's 2.
Did I find a good spot?
So not realizing the imminent danger, that she was in, they don't know that. And I know that every year parents mistakenly and accidentally run over their kids. I know it happens. I've read about it.
Oh yeah.
And I could not imagine the grief that happens when that happens. But when I think about, my situation is the grief, I don't know how I could have managed it, because I was told, "Don't leave until you find her."
Oh, and if you would have ignored that.
And if I would have ignored that, I would have killed my daughter. I would have killed her. And I don't know if I could have lived with myself. It would have been torture. Every day of my life would have been torture. Every single day. Because I knew.
The whole family would have been affected.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, everybody in there at the house would have seen her little body and her little head just smashed on the carport.
Oh, oh my gosh. I don't know if I could.
Yeah. So I've always, I shouldn't say always, but mostly have listened to that voice. And that day told me, don't ever ignore it again.
God doesn't mess around, does he?
Nope. And it did get increasingly louder and more urgent. The first time I heard it, it was like a whisper. "Don't leave until you find her." And then put my car in reverse. "Don't leave until you find her." And my sister's hollering at me, "Come on, let's go." And the third one, "Don't leave until you find her." And I was like, okay, God, I'll listen. I don't know where she is, but I got to find out where this little one is. And now I know why.
Oh man, I'm getting teary eyed here. That's an unbelievable story.
Yeah.
You got to listen to God's whispers, don't you?
Absolutely. Because he does whisper, but sometimes he shouts. And if we don't listen, it will cost us dearly. And that's my opinion. It would have cost me dearly that day.
That would have been the highest price you could possibly pay for ignoring God.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Praise the Lord. Well, that is one crazy, amazing God story. I'll tell you that. I'm a little teary-eyed. I got chills twice listening to that.
Yeah. It gets me teary eyed when I think about it and when I talk about it.
Have you told her the story?
Yes, she knows the story.
But she doesn't remember it, I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely not. Her brothers remember. Of course, they're old enough to remember that.
Did you guys crown her the victorious hide and seek champion or what?
No, not that day.
Not that day. You weren't going to give it to her.
No, she was not going to have that victory. No, that could never happen again. And to the best of my knowledge, she's never done it again when she was little because we never found her under a vehicle again. But yeah.
So she got the message after that.
I hope so, because when I spanked her, I was pretty mad.
You're probably pretty upset. That's pretty terrifying. I'm moved right now. How long ago was this?
It was 22 years ago.
22 years ago. You hear that, folks? Always listen to the whispers. It could cost you everything.
Yep, absolutely.
Wow. Well, Sandy, that was an incredible story. I am actually moved. I can't believe that you were able to discern out of all that chaos, God's voice piercing through and making sure your life didn't change horribly bad. So thank you for coming on the show and sharing it with us. That was an incredible one.
Thank you for having me. This was great. I enjoyed sharing this story with people who are willing to listen to it.